Bienvenidos a la clase de español. Welcome to Spanish class. I'm Mrs. Martinez-Sellan, and I'm sure that I've had the pleasure of meeting some of you already. I've been at Costa for a few years, more than 20. So like I said, I'm sure I've met some of you already, having taught maybe some of your other children. For those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, I want to just give you a brief introduction tonight. I am originally from Las Vegas, and I grew up in a bicultural, bilingual family where we spent holidays and summertime, anytime really that we could in Mexico with my family. So I grew up speaking both languages simultaneously. I spoke Spanish with my parents and English with my siblings and at school. And like I said, I think I acquired both languages really kind of at the same time. I started teaching actually in Manhattan Beach. When I was in college, I was asked to teach at an after-school program at Penny Camp, where I would teach Spanish for an hour to some of the elementary school kids, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with teaching, and I fell in love with really sharing my language and my culture with the students. And since then, I have taught at Bishop Montgomery High School, and then transferred to MiraCosta. So I'm very grateful to have spent so many years here in Manhattan Beach and to be able to have taught so many of your children throughout the years. Tonight, I really just wanted to give you a little bit of insight as to what my plans are for this very unusual school year. My goal really is to keep the class as similar as possible to our in-class setting, while at the same time I'm very aware that it's a very different setting. So the challenge is for me to constantly figure out ways of how to keep your kids engaged through different activities, whether it's games, dialogues, partner work, a lot of the same things that really I do when we're in person. But like I said, I'm very aware that it's different when we're on Zoom. So that challenge I think is even greater, to get the kids to stay motivated and to want to come to class and to want to participate. I feel is really of the utmost importance in this setting. So I'm hoping to do that with my enthusiasm, with my variety of activities, and like I said, with their interaction with each other. Because these past few weeks, I really have witnessed that the kids, I think, were ready to have that interaction, even if it is in this setting that we're in. Like always with Spanish classes, there are 4 things that are essential. We want the kids to, write daily in Spanish, to read something daily in Spanish, to hear in Spanish, and obviously to produce and to speak Spanish. So this year is a really great year for your kids, because I feel like it's the year where they really get to apply all of that grammar knowledge that they've learned throughout the years, all of those tenses, all of those rules, and they really get to piece it together and just use that and just start to speak, and hopefully to speak freely, which is another one of my goals this year, is to really give them the confidence that they need to speak another language, because it's not easy, and it's not easy for them to make mistakes and to bounce back, which is a big lesson, and to know that it's okay that you don't have everything right, because it's part of the process. So I'm really focused on that this year. And again, when we're in a Zoom setting, sometimes it's even more difficult to feel that confidence. So I'm hoping to be able to get them to that point where they aren't struggling with the confidence, but that they have it and they feel confident speaking Spanish. I often tell parents during back to school night that I wish that they could be a fly on the wall and witness, what we do in class. And there have been many times that I've tried to videotape my classes and show the parents on back to school night so that they get a chance to see what's happening in class. And I realized that although there are many negatives to being in this situation, I think that's one of the positives of this, that you actually get to be a fly on the wall if you peek in while your son or daughter is in Spanish class, and you get to hear what we do in class and if they're participating and just what's happening. So I think that's a really great thing. I encourage you, if you're able to listen in and to hear what's happening, and also to hear your kids speak Spanish, because sometimes I think parents don't realize really how much these kids know and how impressive it is to hear them using the language and, like I said, applying all of those grammatical rules that they've learned. This year, as always, like I tell the kids, it's very important for me to also share with them many things about the culture. I think when you learn a foreign language, you have to learn about the culture. It just goes hand in hand to learn about the music that we listen to learn about the food, the costumbres, the customs, all of that. And I find that kids really find that interesting. And I think that's one of the things that really kind of gets their attention and gets them eager to learn different things other than just the grammar and do the activities from the book. So I'm really excited this year. I already have had a great experience with your kids. People always ask me, how do you teach high school? Do you like it? And I always tell them I love teaching high school. I'm so grateful that every year, at the end of the year, I think, my goodness, how lucky I am to have taught these kids, because I think that from the first day in my class, they realize that I will always try and be as respectful and as courteous and supportive of them as possible. And really, that's all I expect in return. So we generally have a very good relationship interaction with your kids. And again, hopefully they're enjoying it and eager to join us every day, and actually every other day on Zoom. So again, I'm really looking forward to it. I encourage you to continue to encourage them to participate. Again, which is essential in learning a foreign language and becoming fluent, and just to, raise their hand as much as possible and to join in on the conversations. And I think slowly but surely they all will. If you need to get in contact with me, or if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to email me. I primarily check the MBUSD apps account. And like I've told your kids, all of our information really is on Google Classroom. So, if you're ever unsure about what we're doing or the assignments, it's all on there. And you can certainly, ask your kids to, if you can just take a glimpse at it if you're curious. But the online textbooks are on there as well for their use. So if they ever don't have their textbooks, they can use the online version. And yes, so please feel free to contact me and to share with me any concerns that you may have. I thought, before I was doing this, like what I wanted the takeaway to be from tonight. And really the takeaway for me would be that hopefully you realize, as I tell the kids all the time, that I'm here to help your kids succeed. Like I tell them, I would love for everyone to do extremely well and to do the best that they can in my class, and really leave my class not only learning a ton of Spanish, but leave my class with really a love for the language and wanting to continue to speak it and to pursue the Spanish language. So thank you very much for joining me tonight. I so appreciate you taking the time to watch this and for us to at least to connect like this. Thank you so much. Have a great night.